All right, we're lighting the fuse in another big hour here of the Steve Gruber Show, a special edition from Washington, D.C. We'll be here again tomorrow morning. A lot to cover here today. Big day for me. We're not going to do the big three this hour just because a couple of things I want to talk about with you here. As you know, I've been in Washington a lot lately. It has been rewarding. Had the opportunity to go to a West Point graduation here a couple of weekends ago. It was remarkable. I went to Arlington National Cemetery on Memorial Day. And let me tell you something about that event. I had the chance to meet some 98-year-old and 99-year-old veterans of World War II. And it was a blessing, I think, to see those folks. So to see the new class of cadets, 1,002 in the long gray line at West Point, graduating to defend this country, coming out as second lieutenants, and then to see those that had given themselves to the military to defend this nation, and then those that had given the last full measure of devotion that are now buried at Arlington National Cemetery has been all very remarkable. And then, of course, last Friday, I had the opportunity to fly on Air Force One for the very first time, which, look, for a guy like me, that's a big deal. Won't be the last time, but I enjoyed it, and I will enjoy it again. Traveling on Air Force One means you're in the action. You're in the thick of things. And right now, that's where I feel we need to be. We need to be in the action right now, taking a look at what's happening, defending this country, fending off the nonsense and the people that tell us, oh, it's going to be the worst economy ever and Donald Trump's going to destroy the country. No, he's not. No, we have too much spending. I don't like that, but he's not destroying the country. And then a little bit later today, I'm going over for an appointment at the White House to pick up a hard pass. Hard pass means I'll have access to go and cover the White House on a much more regular basis. I won't be here every day because I have children, but I will be here probably once a month or more in Washington. We've decided, Ivy and I and Sarah and the entire team have decided that being here more often gives us better access and can inform you in a much better way. It's a lot more work, I'll give you that, but never been afraid of work. We'll do it. And then the really good news happens. The really good news happens, which is this. My first day with my hard pass, and there's a big party on the South Lawn at 7 o'clock tonight at the White House. Media is invited, which means I'm in. So maybe they knew. I don't know. Maybe, the president, when he talked to me on Friday, said, hey, I really like this guy. Came over, shook my hand. If you didn't see the video, it's up on all the social media platforms. Standing in the pouring rain at Andrews, Joint Base Andrews, in the pouring rain, he's talking to me, I like this guy. And he comes over and shakes my hand. So maybe he heard I was getting my hard pass and said, you know what, let's just throw a party on the South Lawn. Anthony, that's what I'm thinking. Is that wrong? I think he's just throwing a party because,
Well, I think
it's official now.
If it was for you, he would have given you a +1 to bring me. But
well,
who knows?
Maybe he's heard about. Never mind what he might have heard. Anyhow, so there's a big party tonight, 7 o'clock, summer soiree. So that's pretty exciting. All right. So while we enjoy freedom, while we enjoy having this conversation, while we respect those that gave us this opportunity by putting their lives on the line and then some laying their lives down so we could have this conversation, we respect it. There are those that don't. And the more you look at Europe and countries like the UK or France or Germany, man, they hate freedom, it seems. It just seems that way, doesn't it? How about this from the United Nations? We are ways to make you comply. We are ways to make you understand the truth. Let's listen to bite number 2. Here it is.
Digital platforms are being misused to subvert science and spread disinformation and hate to billions of people. This clear and present global threat demands clear and coordinated global action. Our policy brief on information integrity on digital platforms puts forward a framework for a concerned international response.
Good Lord, they hate us. They do. They hate us. here they are complaining about social media. Oh, it's disinformation. Can't be trusted. We shall be the ones to tell you the truth. I mean, if you were creating a cartoon villain, you could not come up with better people than this guy from the United Nations or Klaus Schwab or whomever. Please give me a break. And speaking of fake news, it's not me. It's not most of my colleagues here on social media. No. It's people like the BBC, where I'm a regular guest, by the way. Caroline Levitt calling out the BBC for the fake news they deliver. Listen to this carpet bombing run.
There are now reports that Israeli forces are firing on Palestinians trying to get aid from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Up to 20 people, according to the Red Cross, have arrived to the hospital that they've set up with gunshot wounds, have died from them. Is this administration aware of these? And I mean, what is being done to address this situation?
The administration is aware of those reports, and we are currently looking into the veracity of them because, unfortunately, unlike some in the media, we don't take the word of Hamas with total truth. We like to look into it when they speak, unlike the BBC, who had multiple headlines. They wrote, Israeli tank kills 26, Israeli tank kills 21, Israeli gunfire kills 31, Red Cross says 21 people were killed in an aid incident, and then, oh wait, they had to correct and take down their entire story, saying we reviewed the footage and couldn't find any evidence of anything. Oh, okay, so we're going to look into reports before we confirm them from this podium or before we take action, and I suggest that journalists who actually care about truth do the same to reduce the amount of misinformation that's going around the globe on this front.
They waited to look at it and they said, oh, none of it's true. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, who's running these newsrooms? It does make you wonder. They put up and regurgitate the talking points of the terrorist organization Hamas, that all these terrible atrocities have happened. Tanks are killing children, hospitals being blown up by Israeli missiles, and all this death and carnage. And oh wait, there's no evidence that any of that happened. This is the BBC. They're supposed to be a respected news organization. How do you screw it up that badly and that frequently? Unless you're predisposed to believe one narrative over another. As a journalist, that's not where you're supposed to be. Look, I'm a commentator, and I do a better job of telling you the truth every single day than these clowns. Every single day I'll tell you the truth, and we dig for it, and we find it, and if I'm wrong, which almost never happens, but if I'm wrong, I will come here and I will tell you. Unlike those folks who will equivocate and try to slide it to the side and not tell you anything, I'll tell you, look, hey, I got one wrong. Doesn't happen very often. In fact, I can't even think of the last time that happened. I do a better job as a commentator than the BBC does as an alleged news organization. Let that sink in and marinate for a moment or two. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. Back with Ron Rademacher.